So welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto Liberty City stories. In this part, we will be completing the Noodle Punk and Well-Snacked Pizza side missions, which are requirements to complete in order to get your percentage points for 100%. And we begin here with the Noodle Punk side mission, which is located in Chinatown in Portland. And the way that you activate both of these side missions is by hopping onto the modified Faggio that's parked out in front of both of the companies that host these side missions. So in the case here, we have the Punk Noodle restaurant with this nice Punk Noodle Faggio, basically. And, I like it quite a bit. I kind of wish I would have used this motorbike and the motorbike that activates the Well-Snacked Pizza side mission during the street races that involved motorbikes instead of using the Sanchez and the PCJ. I should have busted out both of these bikes that we're going to be using in this part. So it's a bit of a missed opportunity there. You live and learn and such. But anyways, so the way that these side missions work is that once you hop onto the motorbikes, the side mission will automatically activate. And when it activates, you'll have a customer pop up across whatever island the side mission is on. So in this case, we're going to have customers all across Portland. And when you first start out, you're only going to have one customer because the amount of customers for whatever level you're on is dependent on that level number. So for level 1, you have one customer. For level 2, you have 2 customers. Level 3, 3 customers, and so on and so forth, all the way up until level 10, which is the last level that you need to complete in order to get your percentage points, as well as a special bonus reward, which is increased health. For level 10, though, you're going to have 10 customers, and at any point past that, you can keep on going if you want to, but it works the same way. Level 11 would have 11 customers, and I think I would hope that people kind of understand that by this point, but I'm choosing not to go past that level 10 mark once we complete that, because both of these side missions work the same exact way. It's just that this Noodle Punk side mission is located in Portland, and the Well-Snacked Pizza side mission is located in Staten Island. So, there's really no point in going past it, to me anyways, because I really don't enjoy this activity. At least to the extent that we have to do it. I mean, for like the first 3 levels, it's kind of cool. You're performing a drive-by on people, throwing food at their faces and such, which is kind of funny, especially when you combine that with wearing the Cox outfit. But after that point, it's just, it's really repetitive, and it's like you just want to get the hell on with it. But sadly, you then have to do it again on the other island, because you don't necessarily have to do these 2 side missions in this order. You can start with the Well-Snacked Pizza side mission if you want to, and then come back to the Noodle Punk side mission. I mean, it really doesn't matter as long as you complete both of them, or I should say, as long as you complete 10 levels of both of these side missions, then that's all that matters. But going back to the whole drive-by and throwing food at people's faces, which is a terrible tactic at delivering a food. Can you imagine if you're ordering a pizza and someone just throws it at your face when you open your front door? I mean, that's not the way you do business. But, I suppose nobody's complaining in this in this town about food getting thrown at them, which these people are kind of weird anyways, because they're just kind of waiting at random spots on the streets. I mean, they're not necessarily out in front of businesses or apartment buildings or anything like that. I mean, sometimes they're in like alleyways or something, and it's just kind of creepy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just me. I'm not someone who would be ordering food from an alleyway, so that's why I find it a bit weird there. But you never know with these people here in Liberty City. I mean, they're completely fine with their food getting thrown at their face, or even on the ground for some of these people, because sometimes you miss your mark a little bit. So they sometimes have to pick up the food from the ground, which in itself is a really disgusting thing there. And it's like with the noodle boxes that we were delivering during the Noodle Punk side mission. Those tend to not be the most sturdy boxes in the world, so it's like if those things hit the ground, or even if people like catch them, I mean, there's a chance that that thing's gonna explode or something. You know, it'll open up, and then the worms inside will just fly all over the place. Because sometimes noodles, depending on the way that they're cooked and all that, and what else you add to the noodles, I mean, they kind of look like worms sometimes. It's kind of a it's a dirty thing going on there. But I don't know. I think I'm looking a bit too far into that, which is kind of fun to do, because it's like, I was thinking about, if you were to make this a bit more realistic, like if Rockstar really just wanted to go full throttle with the realism and such, because they're clearly not at this point, but it would be like, when you approach a customer, they'll have a yellow marker in front of them, so you'll have to get off of the bike and then enter the yellow marker, and then you'll have a little animation that plays between Tony and the customer, in which they exchange the food and money or whatever. So I guess they could have had something like that to satisfy my realism bug, or whatever you want to call it, So I don't know. I mean, I suppose that would really slow down the pace of the business going on here, It's like you kind of want to maintain the octane as much as possible, which, at times kind of slows down a bit, especially here on Staten Island, which normally I would praise doing an activity on Staten Island, but not in this case, because of the format of how this side mission works. Because whenever you run out of pizzas, and in the case of this side mission, or noodles in the other side mission, you then have to go back to the restaurant, which wasn't that big of a deal in Portland, not only because Portland isn't that large of an island anyways, or at least the more high traffic areas, but the noodle, or the Punk Noodle restaurant, was located in kind of a central point of Portland in Chinatown, so no matter where you ran out of your noodles, it wasn't that far of a drive back to the restaurant. But here in Staten Island, the island is a bit longer than Portland. I mean, sure, you got the wide roads and flat areas and all that, which is great for navigating on, but it's a longer island. So when you have the restaurant, in this case, Joseph's Pizza, it's on the more southern point of the island, and like in this situation right here, I ran out of pizzas at a more northern point of the island, and I'm not showing off all the levels of doing both of these side missions, because it's just super redundant and very boring to watch. It's boring to experience. I couldn't imagine actually watching it back, so we're cutting out all the fat there. There's no need for it. So it's like there's a bunch of those situations, though, where you find yourself at one end of the island, and then you have to travel all the way back to the other end of the island to go back to the restaurant, either because you ran out of pizzas, or you have to proceed to the next level. And maybe that's my own fault. Like, I should have been more strategic in who I go to first, because all the customers will pop up on your map, so you can just pull up your map after moving on to the next level, so you can kind of plot out, okay, maybe I'll go over there to get those customers, and then go over here, and then maybe down there, whatever, whatever your strategy is, So I don't know. I mean, maybe that's my own fault, but I mean, those instances of driving from one end to the other end of Staten Island, I mean, they add up. Because this side mission going on here took significantly longer than the Noodle Punk side mission, so I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just my experience. Maybe I fouled up, doing that business there, so I don't know. But, I will say one thing, though. For some reason, the traffic just, oh man, it pissed me off so much going around Staten Island. I mean, this whole side mission just left a very sour taste in my mouth here. And I just felt like I was crashing more often. I mean, again, maybe it's my own fault. I'm being a bit of an impatient fella, a negative Nancy, as they might say. I don't know. Maybe some people really enjoy this type of activity, so I apologize to those people if that's really something you enjoy quite a bit in these games, because I know San Andreas has an activity just like this, as well as Vice City. So, yeah, we've seen this type of side mission before, but yeah, it's just not doing it for me here, though. So anyways, I will say one thing, though. I like the title for the Well-Snacked Pizza side mission, because that is a reference to the well-stacked pizza, and you see more crashing going on here, jeez. Which, again, maybe that's more of my fault. I mean, it's not even the traffic that time, I just hit a tree there, but yeah, I thought it was far enough away from the tree, at least in the moment, but yeah, anyways, though, so the title of the side mission is a reference to the Well-Stacked Pizza Company, which I think was highlighted quite nicely in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, because, you know, early on in the game you do that one mission for Ryder where he has you drive him on over to a Well-Stacked Pizza Company restaurant, and he tries robbing the place, but let's just say it doesn't work out too nicely for him. So yeah, and whenever I think of the Well-Stacked Pizza Co., you know, that's usually what I think about there. But anyways, though, so yeah, we're gonna destroy this piece of fecal matter there, and end the part, because that completes both of these side missions, and we've now received our reward of percentage points as well as increased health, which you get a health increase of 25% for each of these 2 side missions that you complete. So now our health has been increased by a total of 50%, and in the next part we can move on to the Crazy car giveaway. So until then, I will see you next time.